All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like there's been a bit of a discovery by certain members of the Genshin Impact community on how some features that Genshin Impact has integrated aren't actually working out correctly. They did it again. They misled the players. They said something was going to be really good, but it turns out it wasn't. They did it once with the artifact selector, a quality of life addition that they added to the game to make grinding artifacts easier for their players, but their quality of life implementation was so bad, so awful on that artifact selector that they needed a quality of life buff to buff the quality of life buff. That's how bad it was. And so it's clear that these devs always go with like half measures. They make a trade to the consumer. For you to get something real nice, you're gonna have to sacrifice something else instead. There's always a string attached. And so Itoma over here is ready to show us what the strings are with another feature update to the game. So with that,
mint pickers.
Let's take a look at it.
No. Not just the mint pickers. It's also their saint, Genshin Impact. They have dared to stoop lower than anyone thought they would. If you thought Genshin couldn't get worse, well, it got worse. We all know what Genshin Impact is. I'm not about to sit here and explain what the fuck this game is. We know it's shit. We know it's a gacha. There we go. We're in sync, twin. Now,
I'm usually asking the CC, why'd you have to do him like that? In this case, I'm asking Itoma, why'd you have to do yourself like that?
Now, I wasn't planning to make this video, but I thought this shit was diabolical as fuck. So let me give some context for you. Now, around a few patches ago, Genshin updated their wishing system with a new little thing called the Capturing Radiance. Now,
so the idea behind Capturing Radiance, right, was that like, oh, this will be like a great new way for players to get rewarded more and more for the polls they're doing on our banners. This is going to be something that is just great overall for everybody. That was the way that they framed it. That was 1,000,000% the way that they framed it.
Capturing Radiance. Now, the basic premise of Capturing Radiance is if you lose 50-50 on an event banner, there's a 10% chance of triggering Capturing Radiance. If triggered, you will still get the event character instead of losing your 50-50.
So the idea, right, is that 50-50s would actually turn into a 55-45, because you have a 10% chance when you lose the 50-50, or a 5% chance, which is, 10% of 50 is 5. You would have essentially a 55% chance of winning every 50-50. That was how it was at least explained to much of the player base when the feature was getting introduced. That's what a lot of people thought.
Or so we thought. Now, you see, as the scumfuck company Hoyoverse is, there's always a fucking catch. There's always a catch, and this one is bad. Now, this lovely VTuber over here, Kettle Taro, has brought light into the truth behind Capturing Radiance. Let me show you.
Capturing Radiance is a lie. It isn't a 55-45. We thought it had a 10% chance of saving us every time we lost our 50-50. This does not happen. Instead, some players theorize that Capturing Radiance only kicks in after you lose multiple 50-50s in a row. So on your first and second 50-50 losses, there's a 0 chance of Capturing Radiance. Only on your third 50-50 loss in a row after
your third 50-50 loss in a row.
five stars, by the way, do you have a 50% chance of Capturing Radiance? And if not, on your fourth 50-50 loss, God bless her soul, you'll definitely be saved by Capturing Radiance.
God bless her soul. Link to her short and her YouTube channel in the description. But yeah, you heard it right. Capturing Radiance mechanic is not always available. Remember when I said it's a 10% chance for it to happen? Nope, that's not the case. Like Kettle Toro explained here in her short, it doesn't kick in when you lose once. It doesn't kick in when you lose twice. Not 3 times, but 4.
You know where the inspiration was from, fellow League of Legends players? Good old Jin.
4 fucking times. Fucking 4 5-stars later, it kicks in guaranteed. Fucking 4. You're guaranteed to get this fuck-ass animation and guarantee a limited 5-star after 4. It's just mind-boggling to me that this is a thing. How is this a thing? How in God's name is this a thing? Let me read this out real quick. I gotta make sure I'm not fucking tripping. Hold up. If the promotional 5-star character is the second 5-star character you obtain on 3 consecutive occasions, the Capturing Radiance mechanic is guaranteed to be triggered the next time you obtain a 5-star character in a wish.
Guys, it is so statistically low to actually lose 4 50-50s in a row. It is such a small percentage chance that this might as well just not exist for a huge portion of the player base. It kind of is just like complete fluff that's been added into the update as a way to like spice up how the devs are like listening, how the devs are actually making the game better. But if we're going to the point, right, where you have to reach such a statistically ridiculous number, a statistically ridiculous situation for the mechanic to even activate, it's kind of just like, okay, so this means that only like a fraction of a percentage of players that play this game are actually going to benefit from that interaction. And at this point, right, advertising it that much, talking about it as a feature this much, and like framing it in a way where it's like this great, it's like this good of a thing, when it literally will only benefit like 0.25% of the player base. I'm just spitballing numbers. It's a very low number. That's kind of just disingenuous. And you can say, well, it's better than nothing. They could have just put in nothing instead. That's not the point. The point is that they were heavily advertising it. They were talking about how wonderful it was going to be. They made it look like it was going to benefit every single player, no matter where they were, no matter how many 50-50s they lost. It had a spotlight, right? It was repeatedly talked about as one of the great features getting added to the patch. And when it turns out it's actually this dog shit, it's this rare, it's basically not something that any player is going to see across the lifespan of the game. It's only going to impact like a really small subsection of the population. That's where the problem is. In a lot of ways, it's kind of just like false advertising. It really is just false advertising. It's a way to drag people in with a mechanic that's either poorly explained or not fully accurate. And it's kind of just making shit up. They never explained those hidden mechanics in their first announcement. Oh boy, let me take a look over here. Their first announcement of Capturing Radiance. The Capturing Radiance mechanic is a new mechanic that can be triggered when you pull on event wishes. When you pull on a character event wish, if you win a 5-star character but is not guaranteed to be the promotional, there is a chance of triggering the Capturing Radiance mechanic. So yeah, there is a chance. It's just 0% for the first two 50-50 losses. Then it's 50% for the third, and then 100% for the fourth. Why do you think they didn't say the numbers? When winning a 5-star character in the event wish, there's a consolidated probability of 55%. 55%. This is quite literally, maybe there's like some calculation that they did across the 4 lost 50-50s, and they like managed to like get to like a 55% number somehow with whatever they were doing. But it's quite literally just lying. It's actually just lying to say that there's a chance when the chance is legitimately 0% until you get to the third and fourth. That's insane. I'm glad you brought this up as glue. This is incredible. It's actually just lying to consumers. It's actually just lying to players. 1,000,000%.
Honestly, I can't believe that the one thing we thought was cool, the one thing we thought they actually did was good, wasn't even good. In fact, they've deceived us for literally weeks, if not months. I'm genuinely surprised no one's talking about this, because this is just scummy. This is scummy behavior. I mean, to be fair, it's made by Hoyo scum, but still, like, it's bad. I mean, it's not as bad as Casserus reviving if you own her, but like, come on. This shit is stupid, bro. This stupid shit doesn't even kick in your first two 50-50s. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't kick in when you lose your first two 50-50s. It doesn't kick in at all. Like, 0%. And it might kick in on your third. And it's guaranteed on your fucking fourth. Like, at that point, is there even a point of having the system in the game?
No. To lose 4 50-50s in a row is one of the most ridiculously, like, statistically low things possible. And the fact of the matter is that they did not advertise it to work that way. They said it's a consolidated 55% chance. They made it seem like you had a 10% chance on every lost 50-50 to get the Capturing Radiance, and that is just literally not true. That's not how it works. But it was advertised in a completely different way. What I think is going to have to happen is that Hoyo's going to need another quality of life buff for their quality of life, because they do this over and over and over again. They promise the world to their consumers in the marketing. They talk about how amazing the feature is going to be. They advertise it in a way that brings people back to the game or reinvigorates their desire to play the game, and then they rug pull every single person that believed in that feature by integrating the feature in the shittiest fucking way possible. And this is just another example of how they've done it again. Every single time. Everything that came in 5.0 is just bad. It's just deceptive. The artifact selector requiring literal months of game time to get the actual piece you need, and then having to be buffed because it just ends up in a garbage piece anyways. And then this capturing radiance shit. That's just so incredibly deceptive and misleading, it might as well not exist.
Is there a point of having this system in the game? I feel like implementing systems like this that kicks in once in a fucking blue moon and present it as some insane new mechanic that could save you from losing your 50-50. It's just dumb. I'm curious. What do the comments say? On your 4th loss, you'll definitely be saved. Wait, so I've technically never won a 50-50 in my life? I believe in Capturing Radiance, I said as I was dragged into the depths of gambling. I forgot Capturing Radiance was even a thing. Can confirm, this happened to me during 5.3, where it should have been my 3rd 50-50 loss.
Woo!
It has been well-known public information since the end of 5.0, but it is nice to have proper warnings explain it. This was discovered and...
Proper word, it has been known. Oh, so what the fuck is this then? What is this claim that it was like there was proper wording and that we knew how to use it when they literally say there is a consolidated probability of 55%? Like, what do you even mean? It's still on the website. You can look over here, genshin.hoyoverse.com. The lie is just still on their website. This is just not true. It's just literally not true. Like, it's actually crazy. I cannot believe it. I actually cannot believe it.
Wally talked about very shortly after its implementation. Now, do you see that I don't agree with that comment. I don't agree. Oh, it was widely talked about. Why have I not heard of it? Why has no one heard of it? Why has no one heard of this before? I haven't heard of it. Oh, it was some like the niche Genshin group, the fucking cocksuckers, the mint pickers. They only knew. It's only the mint pickers that knew. Not
nobody knew, because everyone thought this was how it was fucking implemented. Because this is what's on their fucking website. It's literally what is on their website to explain how the fucking... It's a Q&A entirely dedicated to the mechanic. And they tell you in this Q&A, it's a 55%. This is just... It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely... They just lied to you.
Not us. Not the general public. How was the general public supposed to know? Do you think casual gacha gamers and the general fucking gacha gamers are gonna look for that entire wall of text about the fucking gacha system? No, we're not. We're just not. Honestly, I'll be so for real. This shit is just dumb. Why does this exist? I don't really have much to say besides this shit fucking blows. But hey, there's a reason we play Wuthering Waves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the Wuthering Waves devs don't need to add quality of life to the fucking gacha because their gacha's actually fine. They don't need to lie to their players about quality of life that they're adding to bring them back to the game. Hoyo is literally like... The way that I view this is like they were so desperate for ways to get their player base to say that the Genshin devs are listening. The Genshin devs were desperate for people to say that they were listening, but they didn't want to actually add anything good to the game. So they just talked about this Capturing Radiance mechanic, fluffed it up to make it sound amazing, and then they just fucking lied about it in this Q&A and apparently added more details to how the system works in 5.3 that just aren't even true based off of this Q&A. Either they updated it or this entire thing was just bullshit marketing for the start of 5.0. Absolutely insane. I'm gonna be honest. So I'm really glad that Itoba made this vid. He called out the issue because holy shit. Think about it this way, guys. If they're lying to you for this long and it's only been revealed now, remember when Natlan launched, right? Several months ago, almost half a year ago was when Natlan launched, and now it's just being discovered recently that they've been lying to you, that Hoyo's been lying to you. Imagine what else they've been fucking lying about across every other game. I bet we're going to see some more shocking discoveries soon. And this isn't even thinking about, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that Hoyoverse lied about this. And there were likely very many new paying customers who saw the 50-50 rate go from 50-50 to 55-45 and decided to start spending some money. They were misled. And honestly, I think there could be some potential legal repercussions for this if people find out. So let me know what you all think about this crazy garbage situation, and peace out.